What's up, everybody? It's Jack from Atlantis Water Gardens. Welcome to part 2 of the AQUASCAPE Foundation trip to Uganda, Africa. If you haven't seen part 1, click on this right here and check that out. Before I get started with today's video, I want to take a minute to remember somebody who was extremely important in my life, and that was my father, Jack, who passed away in December. My father was an immigrant from Estonia. My grandparents brought him here to the US when he was 3 years old during the World War II era. Like most immigrants during that time, they came here with nothing, but through hard work and perseverance, they found success. My father was drafted into the US Army in the late 60s. After serving in the Army, he married my mother. 46 years later, 4 children and 10 grandchildren, he was able to see his American dream realized. For me personally, my father has always been a big supporter and very proud of everything that I've accomplished along with Joanne in our life, in our business. He was especially proud of the trips I did with the AQUASCAPE Foundation, and he would tell anyone that would listen about all the great things that his son was doing. With that being said, I know my father is still watching what I'm doing here, and my goal is to keep making him proud. As we're in the middle of the presentation, the skies open up, it starts to rain, which means our system is being charged with water. That's a good sign. That means that they're going to be closer to having a usable system that will feed this facility to provide water for these people.
What a great feeling to be part of this group, to come out here and do so much good for such a needy cause. The world's most precious commodity is water, right? Nobody can live without it. Nothing will survive without it. So to be able to create something that they'll be able to sustain themselves and have this valuable drinking water just to survive is just amazing.
We are at a ranch run by Master Cares Ministry. Again, one of the many outreaches that they do. They teach animal husbandry here as well as agriculture, and they give the people an opportunity to earn either a pregnant goat, pregnant pig, right?
Pregnant pigs.
Or a chicken, and what else, Charles?
Goats and a cow.
And then from there, they go ahead and they start their own
Yes.
farm. So they have the opportunity to get a leg up after being taught how to do this stuff to start their own farm and provide for themselves and their family. It really is mind-blowing how much they actually do here. I don't know how he gets involved in all this stuff, but having the wherewithal to understand what people really need and teach them how to have basic survival skills.
And certainly compared to other places we've been, this is by far, I think, the best organized.
This is very advanced. So Chris and I have both been to Africa more than twice, and this is probably the most advanced setup that I've seen.
Oh, without question, absolutely.
So it's pretty incredible that this kind of stuff is going on, and we're talking about a successful businessman that decided, you know what, I'm going to come to Africa, set up shop, and help these people. That's putting your money where your mouth is, I think.
Absolutely.
His mission is to change a culture, and he knows he's not going to accomplish that in his lifetime, but what he's putting in place, all the steps, I think down the road he's going to see that achieved.
Start with the kids, so when they grow up, hopefully they can change how it works over here.
I mean, there's cow dung and everything in it. Dr. Santago says as long as this is the main water source of Bethlehem, all he can do is try to keep people alive. The animals go in here, if you walk around here, you'll see cow dung and whatever. And this water is supposed to be boiled for 20 minutes to be good drinking water. But think about it, their fire is wood, and to get water boiling with wood and boil it for 20 minutes, it's expensive.
So essentially what's happening is there's animals and other things that are coming around this water source, which is the main water source here in Bethlehem, right by where the hospital is. And they're defecating and urinating all over, and it's all leaching into this pond, and they're pulling the water straight out. It's too much effort for them to actually boil the water before they drink it, so they just drink it straight out of here because there's really no other option for them. So this is the kind of thing that they're up against. And one of the things Charles said was the doctors said as long as this is the main water source for this town, all he can do is try to keep these people alive. Really, really gripping stuff here. This is real world. So we're going to head over to the hospital to see what that looks like, which is becoming a beacon of hope for this community because they don't have anything that's even remotely accessible in this area. So even though this is a polluted water source, people still walk miles with these 5-gallon cans, children, women, to collect this dirty water and bring it home to drink.
People with bicycles will take and tie 6, 8, 10 of them on and take them to people and sell it to them.
On a bicycle.
On a bicycle or a boda.
It's crazy.
All right, welcome to
Crazy.
Bethlehem.
This is the hospital along with a surgical center built by Charles and his ministry. It's really incredible. You saw the roads coming out here and the way the people live. To have access to this is just, it's incredible, totally incredible. Ralphie, this is your first time on an AQUASCAPE Foundation trip, so give me some of your feedback on what you've experienced so far.
It's hard to even put it into words. I mean, it's sobering to witness this firsthand. You see this stuff on TV and you hear the stories, but to actually witness it and experience it, it's hard to explain.
What I find most impressive about Charles especially, being 75 years old, the energy he has to deal with the massive amount of corruption in this country, trying to help people by collecting all these goods and life-saving supplies for this area, gets shipped over and then half of it gets stolen.
It's amazing. Like, he is a true testament to never give up.
I think the most impressive part, beyond the schools and the outreach centers and the rainwater harvest system we installed, beyond all that, the most impressive thing is Charles and his wife's resolve and the fact that they just keep pressing forward. It can be very depressing to be here because you see so much poverty and so much disease and so many people living in substandard conditions. You just think to yourself, like, how could they ever possibly get out of this? But he just has a vision to turn things around, but he's setting a road that I can't see how this won't be successful down the way where his vision will be realized.
Well, and then you've got an entire community that believe in him and want to continue to push forward with his message. So it's amazing what they're doing.
Truly inspiring stuff. So we're coming to the end of our Africa trip here in Uganda. I came away so extremely impressed with, number one, the amount of energy you have to be able to do all the things you've been doing to set people up for success. I don't know where you get all these ideas from, but it just makes so much sense. Going forward, like, where do you see this all going?
Well, first I'd like to thank you for that, because most people think I'm crazy.
Well, I think you are a little crazy, but I like it because I am too.
We love this country, and we really think that we have an opportunity, along with many other ministries, to help change this country.
I appreciate you having us out here.
Oh, listen, you all have been a blessing. You'll only know in heaven the blessing you've been on this trip.
So if somebody wanted to help and they had the means to help, what would be the best way to help further your mission?
If you go to mastercares.org or gracebridge.org, you can see the different things that we do. I would say the number one problem we have right now is our Sponsor a Child program. We have 580 students right now, only 200 of them are sponsored. It's designed to reach the leaders' children. And our vision is to take 70% leaders' children with 30% very poor, very smart children, put them together, let them go to school together, become friends, know they can change, know they can trust each other, and that gives an opportunity to change the country.
That makes a whole lot of sense to me. So if you have the ability to do that, I'm going to link below the websites that Charles was talking about. If you can help, check out those links below. Go over to the website. It'll explain more on the website about what the requirements are for sponsoring a child. So if you can do that, that'd be terrific. Every time I come to Africa, this is my third time here, I take something away from it.
But you've left more than
So
that.
I come away just with a new perspective on life. And I think it's great to kind of get recharged again and go back home and help people understand that we have it unbelievably good no matter what our situation is in the States.
You know, the fact is that 90% of the world lives like this.
That is sobering.
That is a sobering thought. As you have seen, water is a tremendous problem.
Yes.
We do 2 water wells a month. We're not touching the tip of the iceberg.
It's mind-boggling to even think about, and I really appreciate you sharing your time with me.
Oh, listen, my pleasure. Totally been my pleasure.
Thank you very much, Charles.
Thank you. God bless you.